Hi there, it's Saturday, which means it's time for another Saturday ritual haul from Bath & Body Works. I have a very small haul for us today. One little bag with 3 candles. My name is Tracy, and this is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. For those of you who view my channel regularly, you probably see my background and you know this is Michigan, and yes, I am back home. I am visiting the stepdad again, kind of wrapping up my summer vacation and spending as much time as possible, still helping him get things sorted and organized. And then also, Jason is going to be flying back home next week. He actually starts teaching in person and has to wait until that class is done and started to come here. He's going to be helping his mom, who's having some health issues. So it's just family time again for the next few weeks. So you'll see some pre-recorded from back home. You'll see some new stuff from here. More of the same of what you've been seeing most of this summer, but it'll still be me. I'm still here, just in a different place. Today, I woke up super late. I did not get up until almost noon. I am struggling with the 3-hour time difference flying to Michigan. I got in late last night, around 11 o'clock, came back here, was very tired, so I was like, I'm going to go to sleep. Well, my body just thought I was taking a nap, because really that's 8 p.m., my time, 9 p.m. my time. So I woke up at like 4 a.m. wide awake and couldn't get back to sleep. So jet lag, as that's the way it goes when you travel back and forth from the West Coast to the Midwest. Plus, I will add the added bonus of the air conditioner having puttered out last night. I woke up to pouring water into the room because the drain pan wasn't working. And so now the air conditioner is down. Just know you might be able to hear my ceiling fan. That's because it is hot here. It is 93 degrees. And the air conditioner is not running. So if you're wearing earbuds, you may hear the fan going. I did try to eliminate the noise with AI, but it doesn't always work effectively. Thank you for understanding. All right, the haul today, small. I went with a stepdad. He actually wanted to join me, which made me very excited. I went up there because it's Saturday, but also mainly I just wanted to focus on doing an exchange. Now, I have not posted my review of Autumn Evening, and I am contemplating just not posting it. Let me know in the comments. If you still want to see it, I will post it. I can toss it up on Monday. It's ready to go. I have done the cold sniff impression. I did the 3 or 4 burns in. I did the burn footage. It's all set. I just didn't publish it because that candle is so bad. And maybe that's why I should publish it, to let people know how horrible it is. It was unscented. I could get nothing from it. So I took it back to Bath & Body Works. It was not halfway gone. And that is the first candle I've returned to Bath & Body Works probably since January or February. I don't usually like to return candles because I know they end up going in the trash, but I just couldn't justify having spent, I think I originally paid $12.95 for it. I couldn't justify having a candle that was unscented and knowing that Bath & Body Works would allow me to exchange it. So I went there with the intent of exchanging it for, and luckily they still had some left, the 3-wick of football season. Now, I just posted my single wick review of this fragrance on Wednesday. And, I said in that video, it's a little bit weird. I like it, but it's kind of hard to figure out. And at that time, when I recorded that video, the scent notes were very general. They're the same ones that are on the jar. Cozy up on the bleachers with a warm flannel and notes of fresh fallen leaves and autumn air, which just feels like it could mean lots of different things. And thank you to whoever, I can't remember which user it was, what your username is, but you had posted that they had updated the scent notes on the website, which they have. Much better: fresh eucalyptus, blue sage, and cedarwood. I love the jars in this collection. They just feel simple, but also just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cute to me. They have this really cute border that has like 2 colors. This one's yellow, is the accent color, and kind of a black, dark gray border. And then you've got this like diamond border here with some imagery that speaks to the candle fragrance. So you've got the little megaphone and the football and a pom-pom. You've got the trophy on the front with another football. You have what looks like a little bookmark tassel, also with a football in it. And then this whole collection has the matte lids. Football season has the yellow. There's the autumn evening that has red. Bookloft, can't remember what color Bookloft was. And then sweater weather, I think, is blue. Yeah, I think that's right. But each one has the same sort of style with the matching matte lid. I did see today that they had 2 different football seasons. They had one in yellow and they had one in a very kind of light tan or light beige. I liked this one better, and there were only 2 left, so I snagged this one. Okay, let's talk about the scent on this one and what it smells like. This is a very outdoorsy, but also fresh, kind of comforting fragrance. I feel like I get a little bit of like a laundry or a soapy note that reminds me of like flannel, or yeah, it's just kind of like a soft like flannel or linen note in here. It doesn't say that on either of the scent note categories, but I'm guessing it's the sage that's coming through, and that woodiness is definitely coming from the cedarwood now that I know what that scent note is. There is a crispness to this that reminds me a little bit of like Lakeside Morning. I think that's probably like the eucalyptus. You can feel it a little bit higher up in the nostrils. So you have this like woody, warm, earthy with this very crisp, almost feels aquatic or like ozonic mixed in with a kind of cozy laundry vibe. It's growing on me. I do feel like maybe it's confused. It feels like a confused identity, but I do really like it in the single wick, and I'm excited to break into it with the 3 wick. Plus, at the end of this month, it is college football season. That is my jam. I don't watch the NFL. Sorry, y'all, if you're fans, but I do watch college ball. Go Ducks. And I am really looking forward to firing this up during the football games and enjoying the season. This has white wax, and then it is a thin, stiff, ropey wick. Yeah, I like this. I'm excited to give it a try. I'm looking at the label. I hope that's just wax and not, oh yeah, it's glue. It's got like a little, I don't know if you can see it right here. It almost looks like a crack, but it's glue that got stuck underneath of the label. So if I was a collector, that would really annoy me, but I don't collect, so I'm okay with that. Okay, so I did the exchange. Stepdad was there. It was so cute. I was doing the exchange and he's over looking at the car fresheners, like taking all the samples off and sniffing them. I'm like, look at him going all Bath and Body Works all by himself. And I walked over after I was done. It took a minute and I was like, oh, what are you looking for? He's like, oh, I really want a leather scented car fragrance. And I was like, well, they don't have anything right now, unfortunately. So he's looking for like a deep leather scent that smells a lot like a leather interior. He wants to kind of amplify, he has a truck with leather interior and he wants to amplify that with a leather fragrance in his car. And of course, Bath & Body Works does not have one right now. Well, then he got very interested in wallflowers and he was like, well, maybe I'll get a wallflower and put that in there. And I was like, well, I don't know how that would work, but maybe you could put it in the house, and couldn't find a leather fragrance in that. The only wallflower right now that we could find that has leather in it is the Vinyl Record Store. But he wasn't a huge fan of that one. There's too much other stuff going on. So we struck out on that. And then I did show him the Honorable Body Mist. And I was like, well, you know, I mean, you could spray this in the car and it would smell nice for a while. It won't last, but you could try that. But then he wasn't crazy about the leather note that's in Honorable. So I was talking to the sales associate. She said that normally leather is a spring fragrance and that she wasn't suspecting that anything leather would come out. Maybe something with Christmas. So I just let him know, you know, we'll be back and we'll find something eventually. On that note, in talking to the associate, she was very hush-hush, which I'm glad. I don't want any associate to leak information to me and get in trouble. But she said, make sure you come back in 2 weeks because there is stuff in the back that we are very, very excited about. And I was like, oh, do tell. And she's like, no, it's going to be amazing. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I've heard some rumors online about potential collabs. She's like, I don't know. I just know it's amazing. And I was like, I heard it might be a Disney Villains. She's like, I don't know. It might be amazing though. So she told me to be there in 2 weeks, which means that's the Fall 2 release, which is on August 21st. And I'm thinking, I'm going to be there on August 21st when the store opens and see what this is all about. I don't fly out here until the 23rd, and that is a hard set deadline because I do have to be back in California to start teaching in person. So I will be here when Fall 2 launches, and I will be at that store when it opens because I want to know what she's talking about. So just putting that out there. Apparently stores are already getting Fall 2 merch. It sounds like it's something we should all be really excited for. I'm hyped up. Who knows? It could just be a standard Fall 2 release, but I'm ready for it. So we struck out on the leather, got that information from the associate, and then the stepdad started sniffing candles. And we sniffed all these already. We sniffed all these 2 weeks ago. There's nothing new in the store candle-wise, other than the fall edit, and he didn't like any of those. And we'd already smelled a lot of those because those are just repeat new labels. But then he sniffed this one, Maple Pumpkin, and he said, "Ooh, I like that one. That one's really good." He really wanted this one. I like this one too. I have this one at home, so I have no complaints. This is pumpkin spice, sweet maple syrup, and brown sugar. This also has that bookmark style label, only this one actually kind of looks like the binding of a book and almost like a book tassel. Almost looks like wallpaper too. And there's a lot of detail in this. So there is, for example, a little pumpkin right here. So this is, I mean, if you take the time to look at it, there's like ivy and pumpkins and maple leaves. So it's matched with, here's the maple leaves here. It's matched with the fragrance, which I think is really fun, that level of detail. And then this is the collection with the fancy leaf lid. And this one has white wax. These are more, yeah, these are thin, stiff, ropey, a little bit more towards medium ropey. This is just delicious. Reminds me a little bit of, well, 2 candles from Goose Creek. One, their maple butter. And 2, their new one, caramel maple butter that just came out. It's in that same family, in that same wheelhouse. I think with this one, I get a lot more of a caramel note, which I can only assume is coming from the brown sugar that's in here. It's almost like a sweet molasses vibe to it. And I don't get a whole lot of spice. This is a very muted pumpkin spice vibe. It's much more focused on the maple. Spice is in there. It's a warm cinnamon. Almost feel like I get a hint of ginger in there. But yeah, mostly maple. He was really excited about this one. And I said, well, you can't just get one because it's buy one, get one. He says, that's how they get you. I'm like, you're right. It is. That's how they get us. We have to buy a second one. He had in his hand for about a trip and a half around the tables, mahogany apple. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I do not like mahogany. It is my least favorite fragrance from Bath & Body Works. But for love of my stepdad, I would get mahogany apple and burn it. And honestly, it didn't smell horrible on cold. I like how strong the apple was. It helped kind of tone down the mahogany. So y'all, I had that in my hand for a minute because we were going to get it. And I was like, I can do it. It's fine. He's got a big open living room. We got a ceiling fan. You know, I'll power through. And then he smelled Campfire Cocoa. And he was like, oh, I like that. I was like, let's put the mahogany apple back. I was also a little bit disappointed because I did kind of want to try the mahogany apple just in case I don't hate it. But I really don't think I would have liked it. So we got the Campfire Cocoa. Now I know these are the exact same scent notes as the Cocoa and Cream, which I have like 5 of from Christmas this last year. The winter sass I stocked up. It's decadent milk chocolate, fresh steamed milk, and mini marshmallows. And I know some of y'all content creators have said that even though it's the same scent notes, it smells different. I don't have my Cocoa and Cream from winter here with me to compare. So I'm only smelling this from what I remember, and I'm smelling it on cold. To me, it smells exactly the same. I don't get much of a difference. If any, yeah, I don't smell any difference. It is, and I think my stepdad described it best. He says it smells like you're making fudge, and I would agree with that. The marshmallow that's in here adds this sort of like creamy gooiness to the milk chocolate, and it's a good milk chocolate. There are some chocolates that are really gross, chocolate coin, cheap, plasticky, nasty. This one is wonderful. It is a just nice, soft, warm milk chocolate, and it does actually feel like when you're making fudge, if you're adding in, I make mine with like sugar and cocoa, and then I add in marshmallow fluff to mine. And when that marshmallow fluff hits and you start stirring and you're getting like cocoa powder and marshmallow fluff at the same time, that's what this smells like. Now, I don't know if this is the same formula. Last time I had it, I haven't burned it since probably January. It had medium strength. It was good. It filled the space. It had good throw. So I'm hoping this one delivers and performs. I will eventually have this in an empties, but it'll probably be a while. I'm just happy he wants to try this one. He likes the sweet candles. He said it smelled really good. Yeah, and I really enjoy it. So this is from a part of the Outdoors collection, and beautiful trees. This actually reminds me a little bit of the winter labels that came out with like the lavender and pine. So I'm curious how this will look when it's lit. I love that there's this little Sasquatch back here in the woods. Having spent some time in Oregon and really Washington, Sasquatches are a thing up there, so that kind of makes me feel like I'm back in grad school. Beautiful woods scene. You've got a little tent here. I like the font on this too, the Campfire Cocoa, with this cursive here that says Camp Series. The lid, I don't think I caught this with the mountain one. Maybe I did. It's like a speckled paint that reminds me of like the camping cups that you use that are metal and you can like drink coffee out of them or whatever. I think that's just a cute detail. And then this is Corwix with white wax. So that is my haul, y'all. I just did the exchange. We did a buy one, get one. I said in the weekend deals episode that I wasn't crazy about the sales going on. I'm holding off on my coupon. I'm doing what y'all said in the comments and waiting until fall 2. I'm especially waiting until fall 2 now, given her comments about what was coming up. So I saved my coupon. I don't want to travel with a bunch of candles. I mean, I'm already going to have to because I have my Goose Creek Halloween review that I'm doing tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed and sign up for notifications so you know when that's released. 10 candles, 2 collections, full lit review, and I'm burning one right now, y'all. It's lit. Literally and figuratively, it's lit. So anyways, I don't want to travel with more candles than I already am, and so I'm not going to go ham at Bath & Body Works this weekend. So just the 3 candles today. They were buy one, get one free, which means I had a subtotal of $26.95 and I saved $26.95. So half price because they were the same price point. This was an even exchange, which I'm fine with. I wouldn't have wanted them to charge me extra for it. So glad they exchanged that for me. And I got out of there with probably the cheapest, lowest cost, smallest haul I've done in a very long time at Bath & Body Works. At any rate, I hope you still enjoyed this video. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. That always makes me feel really good. And I will be seeing you tomorrow for a very long Goose Creek Halloween lit review episode. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about these 3 candles. Also, if you want to talk about the similarities between this and the cocoa and cream candle from winter, put those in the comments too, and then everybody else can have a better understanding of what your experience is. Are they the same? Are they different? Let me know, because I'm missing my candle and I can't tell. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye, everybody.